This is Business Week Armenia, CivilNet's weekly business digest. Here are this week's top stories. Armenia's central bank this week lowered its benchmark interest rate for the third time so far this year, as inflation in the country continues to ease. In a statement, the bank said it had decided to cut interest rates by 50 basis points to 9.75%. 12-month inflation remained almost unchanged in August, ending the month at negative 0.2%. 12-month core inflation continued to decrease and was 0.4% at the end of August, the bank said, adding, 12-month inflation will remain below the target level in the near term and then gradually increase and stabilize around the 4% target level in the medium term. The central bank had already lowered interest rates by 25 basis points last month and by another 25 basis points in June. Prior to that, the bank had not cut rates for more than 2 years. In related news, Georgia's national bank this week also cut interest rates by 25 basis points to 10%. Georgia's monetary authorities similarly cited decelerating inflation in the country. The central bank this week also raised Armenia's projected economic growth rate this year from 6.9% to 7.2%, citing stronger than expected showings in the services and construction sectors. Before, Armenia's hospitality system and financial sector mainly served the domestic economy, but now there is some shift to serve external demand as well, Central Bank Chief Martin Galstyan told reporters. We have a number of positive developments in the IT sector as well, he added, pointing to last year's influx of Russian tech workers. Turning to construction, Galstyan said he welcomed continued high activity in the sector, but stressed that quantity and volume should be transformed into quality, and international standards in ecologically clean construction should be implemented. The past few years have seen a construction boom in Yerevan, in part due to a government program providing generous income tax refunds to people who take out mortgages to buy new apartments or houses. Last year, Armenia's gross domestic product grew by an eye-popping 12.6%, the highest expansion rate of any country in the region, largely on the back of massive inflows of capital and labor from Russia and soaring trade between the two countries. Also this week, the company behind a scrap metal plant under construction in an Armenian border village that has been subject to repeated shelling from Azerbaijan dismissed a since-deleted statement by the European Union saying the firm plans to relocate the multi-million-dollar project. In a press release, GTB Holding insisted that nothing has been moved, suspended, or terminated and pledged to continue construction in Yeraskh, a small village of about 600 people on Armenia's border with Azerbaijan's Nakhichevan exclave. Earlier, the European Union mission in Armenia wrote on X, formerly Twitter, that it is overseeing the dismantling of the steel plant and is ensuring the safe and secure transport of the material and equipment to a new location. That post was then updated without explanation to remove any mention of relocating the smelter. A CivilNet inquiry to the European Union mission about the matter went unanswered, as did a request to GTB Holding for further information. The smelter, a joint venture between Armenian and US investors, is located just hundreds of meters from the border. The construction site has come under repeated cross-border shelling from Azerbaijan since ground was broken earlier this year, with one incident in June leaving 2 Indian nationals working there seriously injured. That prompted the State Department to issue a statement expressing deep concern over the apparent targeting of a US-affiliated company. Investors have pledged to commit up to $70 million to the project and say it will create as many as 1,000 jobs. However, the timeline remains unclear, and GTB Holding conceded this week that its plans are somewhat behind schedule. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground in Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region.